Sam Houston traveling to Jacksonville State. I mean, has anyone checked the CUSA conference standings recently?
Typical media. I mean, Liberty loses a couple games and everyone checked out. I mean, what is that
Yeah,
about?
I
It's a big time game.
this is a gigantic game, and we're gonna freaking talk about it. Looking at the conference standings right now, quickly before we get into the game, Jacksonville State is 6-0, by the way, in the conference. Trey Stewart getting, I mean, he's just playing on an ungodly level right now at that running back over there. The whole running back room is really good. I mean, when Andrew Paul's, getting goal line carries and like you know that that's a freaking good room, and he's not even the main stable back, right? Sam Houston's 5-1. Their only loss being to Western Kentucky, who's also 5-1. So yeah, I would say this is a pretty dang big game. If Sam Houston wants to stay in this, right, they gotta freaking win this ball game. Western Kentucky is a short favorite um, against Liberty this week. So if Western Kentucky drops that game, Sam Houston wins this game. Yeah, there's a chance that Sam Houston is going to be competing there for the CUSA championship, and likely will probably rematch Jacksonville State, but we'll see there. Jacksonville State, man, they're a good football team, dude. But defensively, Sam Houston has been unreal. And they lost their defensive coordinator, by the way, this past season. He went over to New Mexico State to be over there with Tony Sanchez. And
Jacksonville State lost theirs too. He's over in Oklahoma.
I don't know, you'd have to check that for me. And their defense has still been good. They've only allowed 90 points in conference so far. 90 points in 6 games. That is the best in the CUSA by a pretty significant margin. Now, some of that scheduling, I don't know, because they played Western Kentucky, and I know Western Kentucky, looked pretty good, but Sam Houston has been good. Uh, Watson has been a pretty solid quarterback when he's played. I think they have nice weapons at receiver, and they've been explosive at times in certain instances when they've needed to be. But the key to this game for Sam Houston, right, is stopping the Jacksonville State run game, which has been ungodly efficient so far this season, and it's allowed them to just suffocate teams. And they have a great offensive line, and yeah, it's hard because this is a 6.5 point spread, and I think it's a really good line, if you're asking me.
Yeah, it really is. I'll throw another name. Tyler Huff right now, the quarterback for Jacksonville State. I mean, dare I say CUSA Player of the Year? I mean, he is top 4 in passing yards and third in rushing yards. He's averaging 6.1 carries. He's got over 10 rushing touchdowns. Throwing the football, it's been a little bit more up and down, but he's over 60% completion percentage, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It's above that 2 threshold that we love to see. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But like you said, that Sam Houston State defense is very, very good. And, you can stifle that running game. You can muddy up this football game. It could get really interesting. It could get really, really interesting. Man, I want to take Sam Houston really badly. And by the way, we got to credit these teams and these staffs, right? So Casey Keller for Sam Houston State, Rich Rod for Jacksonville State. Like these teams, people forget they were in FCS like 2 years ago. This is their second season in FBS football. Are they allowed to make the conference championship game? Does that, because remember all that stuff that happened with James Madison and
I don't know. I thought there was some rule changes there
I thought there was too. I guess I should probably
because like
check
Sam
that. But
Houston, this is also their second season as well. So like both these teams,
that's on in there at the top of the USA right now. Them in
I don't
Western
know.
Kentucky.
We
So
should probably know that. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm sure there's some Sam Houston mainstays here that will be able to inform us because, damn it, they should be. I mean, holy cow!
I think they changed. I just thought about that right now. I just wanted to double check. But regardless, it's just still a massive game. Give me Jacksonville State. Barely. I don't love it, but you're at home. You've got an explosive offense. I think Sam Houston can kind of only play
They can play in
one.
the conference championship game.
Thank you, NCAA. Thank you, NCAA, for fixing that. For whatever reason, it needed to be fixed, but that's awesome there. I think Jacksonville State, what they can do explosively offensively, and even in a muddied up game, I still think they can get enough points on the board and eke out with a win here. It'll be really interesting. It will be really, really interesting.
Yeah, they can definitely play in the conference title game, which is awesome. So yeah, that's a good point, I guess, that you brought up. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. With that being said, I don't know if you already picked. To be honest, I wasn't listening the last
I took
30
Jack
seconds.
State.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I don't feel great about it, but giving them at home, they're kind of the team of destiny right now in the CUSA. I mean, if they looked really not good at the beginning of the season, like this turnaround, from the first couple weeks, um, has been very impressive. In the first weeks, you had a bad loss to Coastal Carolina. We got smoked, and that loss doesn't look good right now. You lost to Louisville, and then you lost to Eastern Michigan in overtime, on the road. Like, that's how you started your season. And they have ripped off 7 straight wins since then. So, what an impressive turnaround from Rich Rod right there after what we thought might be a disaster of a football team after those first 3 weeks. So, credit to Rich Rod and this Jacksonville State team.